What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, Treasured Quartz. Nice to see you all here. Okay, today we're going to be talking about Overwatch 2 and the toxicity that exists inside of its text and voice channel. So let's get straight into it. First thing I want to talk about is the balance of the game. A lot of people are very toxic and very controlling about their teams because they feel like they're not trying to win. Alright? They feel like, hey, I have a one trick on my team and they're being countered by so-and-so, so they need to swap. And if they're not going to swap, then I'm going to tell them to KYS. And I'm going to say racial slurs to them, and I'm going to insult them as best as I can because they're ruining my experience because they're not doing what I want. Alright? And counter swapping is not supposed to be in Overwatch 2. Jeff Goodman came out in an interview with a website saying, hey, we can lock heroes behind the battle pass because new heroes aren't going to be countering old heroes. I'm a Doomfist player, alright? I'm Masters on tank and support. Normally I'm Diamond and I travel down to Gold and I travel back up. During GOATS, I played Reinhardt and I hit Masters as well. When Sigma was released, I was Masters on him, but normally I'm a Diamond, Gold player, etc. And the stats for Overwatch 1 are completely borked. They're completely gone. It says I have 1,300 hours in competitive, but Doomfist has 300 hours, but Lucio should have 300, Honest should have 300, Mercy should have more, Reinhardt should have more, Rigball should have more, etc. That's just gone. So Doomfist gets countered by Roadhog, right? Doomfist gets countered by Orisa, right? Doomfist gets countered by Sombra, etc., etc. And you can go on further. You'd be like, hey, Orisa counters Roadhog. Roadhog counters Winston. And this counterplay, this counter-swapping, is made worse by the fact that what used to penalize you in Overwatch 1, ergo losing ultimate charge, no longer exists. What happens is that people come out and they find out, oh, you beat my hero. I'm not good enough with this hero to beat you on it, so I'm going to swap to a hero that doesn't require skill to defeat your hero on. Alright? Because nobody wants to get flamed by their teammates for being the reason they lost. Tanks are just horrible. Alright? That's counter swapping all day long. It's much worse than Overwatch 1. Alternate accounts and Smurfing. Smurfing are accounts that are purposely made to be low ranked and kept low rank in order to stomp on lower ranked players and give those players a sense of like, oh man, I'm so good at the game and I'm having such a good time because I'm absolutely demolishing all these lower ranked players. And then an alternate account is an account specifically made to learn a new hero or to change up your stats on your career profile, because when it's public, people kind of force you onto heroes that you play the most and don't let you play other heroes that you want to learn or that you do know but your stats don't show. And so alternate accounts are also useful for, like, you don't want to throw your GM games by playing a hero that you are not ranked GM with, so you play a different account till you learn them and then you can play them on your main account and stuff like that. So these accounts are okay. That doesn't sound bad, right? The Smurf sounds pretty bad, but the alternate account sounds pretty good. Why are these bad for the game? Well, when you have an alternate account or a Smurf, and then people in game are like, hey, this is just my Smurf, I don't care if I win or lose. Alright, that's the problem with having multiple accounts at all. And it's like, I'm sure I'm going to lose this game, but I'm GM on my other account, so I'll eventually be GM on this account. I don't care if I lose this game or if I win this game. And so you might not be purposefully throwing that person's match, but you're purposefully throwing that match because you're actually GM on Reinhardt and you're trying to learn Sigma for whatever reason, and you're, instead of playing Reinhardt, which you would 100% win that match with because you're GM with him, you're playing Sigma, which you're lower ranked with because you don't know how to play as of yet. So you are throwing that match. The player, you get your teammates and they're like, hey, can you swap? Racial slur, or like, I'm gonna bang your mom, insults and just slurs and just like trying to be as heavy-handed as possible to ruin that person's day, because in that player's mind it's like, hey, he's ruining my experience, I'm gonna ruin his experience. And that's called trolling. Alright. Smurfing and having alternate accounts creates this social pressure of like, hey, I smurf at your peak, I'm better than you, even though your account says otherwise. Clearly you're not, because you're at that rank. But I can just say this is an alternate account. So I can just throw insults at you and say whatever I want because I'm better than you. And you have to listen to what I say and do what I say because I'm GM and you're not. And it's not okay for people who are high ranked be coming to these lower ranked matches and just completely shitting all over lower ranked players for the sake of just being rude, just being like incredibly mean. It's like, yeah, you're good, you're GM. Stop queuing with lower ranked players to just beat them up. Yeah, counter swapping and having alternate accounts is definitely the highest contributors to a top. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. If you liked the video, like the video. If you didn't like it, well then hopefully one of my other videos you might like. Subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff, and look out for me in the future. Maybe check out one of these videos if you feel so inclined. See you later.